G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Stuff and Such. Tonight we're going to be continuing on with the converting the Husqvarna 266 to a big bore Husqvarna 272. Before we get too far into this video, guys, I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It truly helps this channel grow. Without having those subscribers, I can have 50 million views and it doesn't benefit me at all until I actually get enough subscribers to make it worthwhile. So hit that subscribe button for me, greatly appreciate it. Just kind of looking it over, I'm currently missing a coil, missing my gas caps. My clutch cover's pretty euchred. The only thing I do know for 100% sure is this cylinder is brand new, never been used, and it's supposedly a decent quality aftermarket. It's made by, they call themselves Highway Taiwan, and I haven't tested it. I don't know what sort of PSI it's going to put up, so I can't really tell you anything about it. So as for that company, I don't know if they're good or bad, but I've heard better things than most. So I think we're just going to do a complete teardown of this thing, and that way you'll get a complete idea what's going on here. So one of the first things you'll want to do is you'll want to get rid of the handle. You'll want to go ahead and remove the cylinder. So to remove the cylinder, you need a long Allen wrench. I'm currently using a 3/16. Right now the piston is frozen to the cylinder wall, which isn't a good thing. There we go. So there we have her. We have it off here now. As you can see, there's some rust buildup around the ring, but it would likely be alright. As for the cylinder, it looks okay. There's a little rust deposit on there, but it didn't actually go into the chrome. As for the piston, it's looking pretty froze up here. Oof. The piston ring is stuck in the groove. So it may need a new piston. I imagine I have one somewhere around here. So, but for now we'll leave that be. The next thing you'll want to do is remove the handle, the tank housing from the actual crankcase. Now how you do that is there's 6 rubber buffers, and you'll want another Allen wrench. Typically there's one here, there's one here, and there's one in here. There's a pretty good chance that you'll wreck them when you take them out. What typically happens is the rubber will shear right in half, and then you'll have to dig out the part that's stuck. So let's take these out. Then on this side, typically there's one here, there's one here, and one here. We'll pop those out. So once you have those out, you simply slide it out. At this time you assess the quality of your buffers. Those are your anti-vibrations. We'll also need to add a fuel line at a later date. So that looks good. We'll need to remove the clutch. The method I use for removing the clutch is I want to put an obstruction between the thick casting portion of the flywheel, so that way it's nice and strong. On the clutch, you need to loosen it, you need to turn it. You need to turn it as if you're tightening it. Just a couple sharp jabs is all it typically needs. So that's nice to see. The old 266 SE has a coarse thread on the clutch, and it's an obsolete part. You can't find clutches for it, and if you break a clutch or the clutch gets worn out and you can't find another one, you're basically limited to tearing your entire saw down and replacing the crank, replacing one of them. That's a lot of work to go through. Are you stuck? Odd. Typically, that's never that hard to take off. I'm not sure what's up with that. So, on the back side of the dust cover is this nice metal ring that's needed. It's kind of just a nice little wearing ring. Pull that out. There's the worm gear. It's a little plastic replaceable piece. And behind it is a steel spacer. Don't forget that. You need that little steel spacer. To remove this oil pump, this is the oil pump, this square thing, you need to remove some smaller Allen, or smaller bolts here. Make sure you get them cleaned out nice. They're a bit of a longer bolt so they sometimes lock in there real good. You want to make sure you have a proper wrench for these ones. The Imperial doesn't make anything close enough that you won't risk stripping these out. To get in behind this thing, there's a couple little indents. Quite simple. Just get in there and wiggle it up. It'll come up. Next step is we need to remove the clutch. The threading of the clutch is a standard threading. It threads in a typical orientation. So we just kind of want to give it a nice little sharp jab if you can. There we go. The clutch is on a taper, so it does get a little tricky on how to remove it. The method I was taught to remove the clutch is you want to get a screwdriver down in between the body and the clutch, and you want to apply a bit of pressure, and you need a brass hammer for this, and you want to strike the shaft. Let's see if I can do it. This one being kind of sticky. And that's how it comes off. That one is a little more sticky than many of them. There's a little key here in the shaft, a little moon key. Now, so there's the little key. Best spot I found was on the magnet. Well, folks, I'm gonna wrap today's little video up here. As you can see, this is where we're at. Next video, I'm going to finish assembling and hopefully get started on reassembling. If you have any questions regarding the techniques or just basically anything, if you want to comment, feel free down below. Appreciate some interaction with you. If you have any questions on something I may have not explained very well or edited into the video because of time issues, feel free to ask. I'll try my best to address them for you. If you guys could go ahead and subscribe to the channel, I definitely need you to do that for me. Not only does it help me, it helps you get the next videos and get you notified when I put new stuff out. My channel, as the name implies, it's stuff and such. It's just all sorts of stuff and such. That's kind of how I come up with it. Because I have a wee bit of ADD and I can't focus on nothing for any length of time, so I'm always bouncing around from one thing to the other, whether it be bow hunting or whether it be target practice or whether it be sawmilling or whether it be fixing chainsaws or sharpening chain or cutting trees down. I'm all over the place. So you guys want to keep in touch, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one, guys.